It's time now for another jam session. Today we're joined by Chicago Tribune columnist Heidi Stevens. And Heidi, welcome to the show. It's good to have you back.
Thank you. Good to be here.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's start with your balancing act column from Monday. Writing as a parent, you say, quote, you want better, you want change, you want it to stop. You wanted it to stop after Virginia Tech, after Sandy Hook Elementary, after Fort Hood, after Emmanuel African Methodist Episcopal in Charleston, South Carolina, after Pulse. You want your children to live in a world where it's harder to slaughter people. You want them to live in a country that tries harder to stop the slaughter. You know, as I read it, a lot of it really resonated with me as a parent, and a lot of it was about fear and paranoia. Can you elaborate on what you're feeling as you put this pen to paper?
Yeah, this is one of those things where I think, like a lot of parents, I was having a normal morning, getting my kids ready for school, getting breakfast made, and then I checked my phone and saw what happened in Las Vegas, and I just felt heartbroken and also a little too familiar with that feeling, like, oh gosh, another day that started with a mass shooting and another day that started with families just being broken apart. And it makes me, first of all, horribly sad, and second of all, scared. And in a way, they're not rational fears. I mean, statistically, sure, my kids are more likely to be injured or hurt in traffic, right, than in a mass shooting. But these are the kinds of fears that take over our lives and really won't leave us, because they seem more and more possible with every one of these incidents, right? Especially when one of these incidents happens and we see really no change in policies, in anything that would prevent this kind of thing from happening again and again.
I saw, when I read the article, I was thinking to myself, you know, people talk about what can we do to talk to our kids about these tragic events, but no one really talks about how are we feeling as parents?
Right.
And so do you talk about that with your friends, and how do you cope as a parent?
We talk about it a lot. We really do. I mean, I don't have any friends who don't feel sort of a constant low-level sense of panic, I'll be honest. You know, to send your kids into a school building knowing that they're sitting targets, really, it's disgusting, it's terrifying. It's not something you can really ever completely put out of your head. How could you? Right? I mean, it's happened far too many times to know that, you know, they could grow up and have nothing bad happen in school and then be at a concert with some friends in their 20s and have it happen. Worshiping in church at Bible study and have it happen. I mean, it's never not a possibility. And that's a terrible feeling when you're trying to parent.
Do you think, obviously, you're starting the conversation, so you feel like it's good to talk about it, but do you think that, is there some sort of advice or solace that parents can have with this?
Well, yeah, I mean, I think you can, if it's in your value system to agitate for sensible gun laws, I think that's a way to feel like you have some power over the situation and maybe can help affect change. If that's not something you want to do, then I think that maybe trying to honor the lives of the people who were lost in Las Vegas or in any of these mass shootings by putting some positive change in the world in whatever, however that matches your value system, right? To honor the lives by doing something for people who are maybe less fortunate than you, doing something that honors their lives.
I like that. You're saying to do something and not just live with the emotions, with the feelings. Thanks,
Yeah.
Heidi.